Okay, let's proceed with the history of runic alphabets. So as we already know, the Elder Futhark is considered the oldest one. It's dated 2nd to 4th century. It's the earliest runic alphabet consisting of 24 runes. It was used for Proto-Germanic languages. So each rune had a phonetic value and often a symbolic meaning. As you can see on this photo, on this file, there are some different variation of the runes. For example, the rune Urus, it's drawn a bit differently. Also the rune Slovilo, it's drawn a bit differently. And the rune Ingles, it's also has a bit different symbol, but nevertheless, those are the same runes of the Elder Futhark. Now, the geographic distribution of the Elder Futhark runes, it was widely found, the artifacts with these runes were widely found in the Northern Europe, Scandinavia, Sweden, Norway, Denmark, Germany, and also in Netherlands and Poland. So, as we can see, it was also sometimes found even as far east as in Ukraine. So here is the map of some of the well-known runic artifacts where they were discovered. A lot of them, as you see, and even here in the southeast, as closest to Ukraine and Poland, and spread all over the Europe, but mainly located in Netherlands, Denmark, and the Scandinavian countries. So, as time went by, the runic alphabet, it was evolving, it was changing, evolving, and the next historical iteration was called the Younger Futhark. It was dated from 8th to 12th century. So it's a streamlined version of Elder Futhark, so some runes were removed, they were adapted to the Old Norse language during the Viking Age. There are less, this alphabet is less precise because it has fewer runes, and you had to combine some runes to get the same phonetic value. Also there are rune stones with this alphabet. So if you say about Viking runes, I guess the Younger Futhark are the Viking runes, but the Elder Futhark, it's actually older than the Viking Age and even the Norse tradition itself. So also this alphabet has some of the notable runic artifacts. For example, this rock runestone. It's one of the most famous Younger Futhark runestones. It was created in 800 CE, and it can be seen in Sweden, besides a church in the rock in Östergötland. So also the geographic distribution of Younger Futhark, it was dominant in the Viking Age, Scandinavia, Sweden, Norway, Denmark, Iceland, mostly located in the central and southern Sweden, and it's said that it has about 1000 runestones with the Younger Futhark. Eastern Norway, in Denmark, and settlements in Iceland, Greenland, and also in the British Isle of Man. So the next generation of the Futhark was the Anglo-Saxon Futhark, dated from 5th to 11th century. In this generation, it was an expanded version. They added more runes, so tailored to the Old English phonetics. So it was developed after the Anglo-Saxon settlement in Britain, includes additional runes like Os and Ace. It was used in inscriptions, manuscripts, religious contexts, and here you can see all the runes of the Anglo-Saxon Futhark. Here's one of the well-known artifacts of the Anglo-Saxon Futhark, known as the Malton pin. It was created in 8th century. And the geographic distribution of the Anglo-Saxon footwork also in British Isles, England, in Anglo-Saxon territories, eastern, southern England, in northern England, and also in Wales and southern Scotland. So after the 11th century, after the Anglo-Saxon footwork, runes underwent a gradual decline in practical use across Europe, including Anglo-Saxon England. So this shift was driven by cultural, religious, and technological changes, most notably by the spread of Christianity and the adoption of the Latin alphabet. So next we can say that the next generation of runes were the so-called medieval runes. After the 12th century, as Christianity has spread in Scandinavia, runes were adapted, so they expanded, added some more dots and lines to better match the Latin phonetics, and coexisted with the Latin script into the 14th and 16th centuries. In the late Middle Ages, by the late Middle Ages, the technological advance created the printing press and standardized Latin alphabets, so there was no longer need to carve something into wood, into stone, and there was a printing press created, and everything that could be written was usually printed on paper. So runes in our day, currently nobody almost uses runes, I mean for communication. Due to technological advancements, carving runes into wood and stone was no longer required, so runes as a writing system died, and instead the magical aspects of the ancient runic alphabets have naturally surfaced. Now what makes runes magical and powerful? Once they are widely used, they become a dead language. That means that when they were used, the usage of these symbols, archetypes, and shapes was embedded in the collective unconscious, in the human subconsciousness and the collective unconscious. And then when it became a dead language, it was no longer used in every day. So the conscious memory of this alphabet has faded, but the collective unconscious still had these symbols. And the deep archetypal energy of each rune was no longer diluted by mundane everyday usage, which made those symbols hold more power.